Bitcoin 2022 price prediction using the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Stay tuned to know more. So hi guys, and welcome back to another Gabb's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. So in this video, we are going to talk about 3 things dito sa ating video. So first things first, we are going to understand ano ba yung Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Number 2, we are going to understand the historical data using the logarithmic growth curve. And then number 3, we are going to do a price prediction and analysis on what can we expect for the year 2022. So you can actually check the timestamps down below if you want to skip to a certain part of this video. So but right now, we are going to focus with the first part, which is actually the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. So the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, it's actually an indicator na we have been following for the past few months dito sa ating YouTube channel. So the logarithmic growth curve is actually derived by determining the slopes and intercepts of the historical Bitcoin data. So we are going to use the historical Bitcoin data such as kung saan ba tayo nagkaroon ng market cycle top and nagkaroon ng market cycle bottom. And then we have fed the data to this data model to determine the forecasted data using the historical data. And then as you can see, this is the data that we got after feeding the data. And then you can see na madedetermine natin dito ano ba yung projected market cycle top, the halfway point, as well as the projected market cycle bottom. So on top of this Bitcoin historical data, I also used a Fibonacci retracement levels para yun yung magiging milestone natin in determining each and every levels. So yung mga Fibonacci retracement levels na ginagamit natin for the previous videos, in-apply ko din siya dito on top of the chart. And then dito, ginamit ko yung mga iba't ibang levels as a milestone dito sa ating market cycle tops as well as bottom as well as the halfway point. So as you can see, yung ating market cycle bottom is determined by this green area. So this green area is actually the lowest point of the market cycle. And then makita mo na this is actually determined and I have colored this as colored green as of course, dyan yung best time to buy and enter sa crypto market. So you can see na itong green area, that would be the market cycle bottom. Yung yellow area naman, yun yung ating halfway point. And then yung ating top naman, yung red, yun yung ating projected market cycle top. So as you can see, using the historical data, na-forecast natin yung ating magiging next and predicted data. So as you can see, let's try to look at the Bitcoin data right now. You can see na right now, our projected market cycle top is ranging between the 160K up until the 300K. And ating market cycle bottom is now currently ranging the $19,000 up until the $27,000. So as you can see, using the historical data, na-determine natin yung ating projected and forecasted data for the coming months. So that is the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Na-determine natin yung ating halfway market cycle point, the market cycle bottom, as well as the market cycle top. And as you can see, as time goes by, yung ating market cycle top is increasing as well as the halfway point. Of course, as we add data to our model, nag-increment din yung ating time. And if we are going to add that time, you can see na nagkakaroon din tayo ng increasing price. And then yung ating forecasted data is also increasing. So as you can see, everything is all determined by the historical data and following the slopes. So with that being said, we are able to understand kung ano ba yung magiging projected movements natin. And also on top of this, yung ating logarithmic growth curve is also following a log chart. Kasi 'di ba, ang log chart is nagkakaroon ng rapid increase and then nagkakaroon ng diminishing returns over time. So usually kasi, if meron tayong exponential chart, ang itsura ng exponential chart would be something like konting increase and then bigla magkakaroon ng rapid increase. Ang inverse ng exponential chart is actually a logarithmic growth curve. So if pag ganyan yung ating exponential chart, ang logarithmic growth curve naman is nagkakaroon ng rapid increase and then nagkakaroon ng diminishing return. So a logarithmic growth curve is actually an inverse of an exponential growth curve. So with that being said, you can see na we are also following a logarithmic growth curve and we are also using a logarithmic chart in determining the logarithmic growth curve. So na napag-usapan na natin kung ano yung logarithmic growth curve, pag-usapan naman natin yung ating Bitcoin historical data using the logarithmic growth curve. So as you can see, if you're going to look at the historical data from the start ng ating Bitcoin price action, you can actually see na if you're going to feed the first few months ng ating data, nakita natin dito na yung ating market cycle bottom was ranging between the 6 cents up until the 84 cents. And then yung ating first Bitcoin data na nagprint is actually yung ating first market cycle top, which is around the $46. And then using the succeeding data, of course, nung time na to, wala pa naman yung logarithmic growth curve. But since nag-start na mag-print yung ating mga first few data points, itong first few data points na to from 2010 up until the 2014 market cycle, dyan natin unang binase yung ating logarithmic growth curve. And then from there on, nakita mo na dito, from the previous market cycle top, $46 yung ating first market cycle top, the second market cycle top peak around 1,200, and then makita mo yung ating succeeding market cycle top has now been determined by using the first historical data. So using the historical data na ginamit natin noon, na-determine natin kung ano yung magiging succeeding market cycle tops natin. So ito yung sumunod nating projected market cycle top, which is around the $16,000. And then as you can see, we are also able to get the halfway point. The halfway point would be determined by this middle deviation ng ating Fibonacci retracement. This is actually around the 50% ng ating Fibonacci retracement. And then you can actually see na in ating halfway market cycle point, this was actually the first data point na nagkaroon tayo ng halfway point. And then ito naman yung second data point na nagkaroon tayo ng halfway point. And then by using the historical data and by feeding those historical data to this data model, you can actually see now we are now able to determine the halfway point of the market cycle. So right now, as you can see, if we're going to look at the current data, we are still at the halfway point of the market cycle. And then on top of that, di ba nakuha natin yung projected market cycle top? From there on, nakuha din natin yung ating projected market cycle bottom, which was determined using the historical data. So as you can see, na-determine din natin yung ating historical market cycle bottom, which is actually ranging between 3,000 up until the $9,000 during this period. And then right now, we are able to determine kung ano ba yung market cycle bottom, halfway point, as well as the projected market cycle top. Now, moving in for the 2022 price prediction, now we are going to look at the Bitcoin data. So right now, we are actually within the halfway point of the market cycle. So if you are going to look at the data, so right now, data is suggesting that the lowest point of this halfway point is actually the $42,000. And then yung ating maximum point ng ating halfway point is now ranging between the $70,000 level. So right now, we are now actually playing between the 42,000 up until the $70,000. Pero as you can see, as the day goes by, as the weeks go by, yung ating halfway point is actually increasing. So by that time na siguro umabot tayo ng around March, February, or January, you would actually see na ating halfway point would now range between 45,000 up until siguro the $74,000. And since wala pa tayong data na nagpe-print, we can only speculate pa lang kung ano yung magiging halfway point ng ating market cycle. So right now, our dubious speculation for the halfway market cycle point is ranging between 42,000 up until the $70,000. Pero let's say nagkaroon tayo ng bullish movement and na-break natin yung ating halfway point. Then ano ba yung magiging projected market cycle top natin? So ano ating magiging projected market cycle top natin is by getting the upper regression band of this logarithmic growth curve. And then makita mo na yung ating projected market cycle top is now ranging between 157,000 up until, if let's say we are going to include the first 6 months ng ating market cycle na to, then you can actually see na yung ating projected market cycle top could actually range between 157,000 up until, if you're going to look at June, pwedeng umabot tayo up until the $189,000 level. So if kung ako tatanungin nyo kung ano yung ating projected market cycle top, I think it's going to be between $150,000 up until the $180,000 if we break the halfway point nitong market cycle. So, yun yung ating kailangan abangan if we are going to break this halfway point ng ating market cycle. And then, ano ba yung ating projected market cycle bottom? So, let's say we entered into a sudden bear market dito sa ating market cycle. And then, let's say na-break natin to the downside. Then, ano ba yung magiging projected market cycle bottom natin? Well, our projected market cycle bottom would be around the $19,000 levels up until, siguro, if you're going to follow this up until June, you can actually see na between 19,000 up until the $25,000 level yung ating projected market cycle bottom. And that is actually the lowest point nitong lower regression band. So if let's say we enter into a bear market, then that would be siguro the best buy orders na pwede natin iset between the 19,000 up until the $25,000 levels. Pero take note, the more na dinedili natin yung ating bull market and the more na dinedili natin yung movement, tumataas ang lahat ng mga levels natin. So, in that case, if let's say nag-consolidate pa further si Bitcoin between the halfway market cycle point, then in that case, tataas yung ating mga levels. So, possible na siguro after 1 year, if let's say nag-consolidate tayo for more than a year, it could be possible na ating market cycle bottom would fall between 30,000 US dollars for the month of January 2023. And then let's say if nag-consolidate pa tayo within 1 year dito sa ating market cycle, you can actually see na ating projected market cycle top could now actually reach within 250,000 US dollar level. Provided na magko-consolidate tayo for a very long time dito sa ating market cycle. So napapansin nyo guys, time is on our side. The more we delay the bull market, the more our market cycle top increases, the more our market cycle bottom increases din. So as you can see, time is on our side talaga, and patience is the name of the game dito sa ating Bitcoin market. Now, when it comes to the whole crypto market, we all know the whole crypto market is also actually dependent on the Bitcoin price action. So let's say we are able to consolidate dito sa ating halfway point ng market cycle, then I think that would be a very healthy movement for altcoins kasi we all know that whenever the Bitcoin market is consolidating, that would be the window area kung saan nagkakaroon ng healthy movement yung ating altcoin market. But we are going to talk about that in a separate video kasi right now we are going to focus with the Bitcoin market. So as you can see, right now is still a good time to enter the Bitcoin market, and then to invest for the long term, it's actually still one of the best time pa din. So if kung ako tatanungin nyo, if you want to invest for the long term, especially for this year of 2022, kung ako tatanungin, I think now is still the best time to enter the crypto market kasi we are still at the halfway point of this crypto market. Pero guys, if let's say you want to invest with Bitcoin, if you want to start trading with Bitcoin, you can actually trade that with Bybit. Kasi dito kay Bybit, if you, let's say you want to own and invest Bitcoin for the long term, you can actually buy Bitcoin dito kay Bybit. All you have to do is just to go to Spot Wallet, go to USDT, and then select Bitcoin USDT. So from there on, you can actually enter or buy Bitcoin dito by using XRP transfer method. So if you want to learn how to cash in kay Bybit dito sa Philippines, using the XRP method, you can actually check this card above, or you can actually find that in the description down below. And yes, you can actually buy Bitcoin, and then on top of that, hindi lang sa Bitcoin yung pwede nyong bilhin. Pwede din kayo actually bumili ng Ethereum, pwede nyo din bilhin yung kanilang native token which is BIT, pwede din kayo bumili ng Luna, and many more other coins. And on top of that, let's say you want to leverage trade or futures trade dito kay Bybit, you can actually do that by going into derivatives. All you have to do is just to go to BTC USDT if you want to start leverage trading Bitcoin. And if you want to learn how to leverage trade Bitcoin with Bybit, you can actually check my other video na you can find in the description down below. So to summarize this video, nakita natin yung ano yung mga magiging projected market cycle tops natin. So siguro lagay lang natin siya. So yung projected market cycle top natin for the year 2022 would be around 150k up until the 180k. And then yung ating halfway point would actually range between the $42,000 up until the 70,000 US dollars. So yun yung ating halfway point. And then the market cycle bottom would more likely be between 19,000 up until the 25,000 US dollar level. So yun yung ating magiging projected market cycle top, halfway point, as well as the market cycle bottom, depending on the scenarios na makita natin na mag-play out within the year. And then guys, if let's say you want to know more dito sa ating logarithmic growth curve, you can now actually check this logarithmic growth curve kasi right now, pinublish ko siya sa TradingView. So if you want to see this logarithmic growth curve na itong chart na to, you can actually check this in the description down below for the exact link. And then on top of that, if let's say gusto nyo gamitin yung script na yan and then i-monitor nyo yan sa side nyo, you can actually check the scripts na aking pinost dito. So you can actually check everything na lahat na pinopost ko by looking into my TradingView account. So you can actually find that in the description down below. So as usual, everything is public dito, and then share ko naman lahat for free. And then moving forward, we are going to monitor this every month kung asan na nga ba tayo dito sa ating logarithmic growth curve. So ayun muna update natin for today guys. If you find this video useful and informative, please give this video a like. And if you want to see more contents like this, please subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next video, and bye-bye for now.